Shalom. We'd like to give all praise and all honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone and taught the truth. Peace. And salutations to the hopeful elects and shalom. And to you Aquariums, you women that's paying attention, watching the videos, you gathering and growing in this truth, and you're seeking and searching for a righteous male covering to serve. The water. Shalom. Welcome to today's video. I am your Hebrew Israelite brother, Mashaba, here in the city of Detroit. Okay? Welcome. And throw out ever so much for following me. For all you, those of you who are subscribed to me, thank you. Throw out ever so much. I appreciate having you subscribe to me, and that gives me a wonderful feeling. And to know that somebody's paying attention, because we all out here trying to push the truth the best we can. You got some brothers, that's got like myself, that's got a thorn in their side, and the other brothers that don't. They can just run out to the camp like they want. And but a brother like me, I got a thorn in my side. I'm low vision blind, and it's very difficult to me. Anytime I go anywhere, I have to have an escort. So, so Yahweh gave me a servant. A terror. Of course, T-A-R-E. A buddy of mine, he's a terror. He's an Edomite that looks like one of us. And the nigga always acting like a white boy. Okay, let's go with this, all right? This is Isaiah, chapter, today's lesson is on Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 11. Okay? And it reads, "Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth." You see, that's just it. People don't seem to realize. I was talking with my sister the other day, and she's starting to come around to understanding, like a lot of people starting to understanding, what are you voting for? What do because way back when I was 13, okay, when I was 13 years old, and I was going to middle school, and in social studies class, they taught us that the popular vote does not count. The popular vote does not count. It's only the electoral vote. When Congress goes into the back room and they vote, that's what counts. You see, so all this, people standing in line, vote, and all this mess is a complete waste of time. It's a waste of time. But you can't tell them nothing. They think they know. Thou shalt not know from whence it come. And here it is. They thought all these people voted for Trump. They know that he was going to rise upon them troubles. That they wasn't even expected. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Okay? Mischief. All kinds of things happening to people right now. Mishaps and, different things that's going on. And got people where they're being held in derision. Okay? Because of these things. Thou shalt not know from whence it arises, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. No. Why? Just because things, the way things are happening exponentially. Okay, people find themselves where they got to try to work, one or two jobs, and it's still not working. It's still not working. You got a lot of these women headed households. They got 2 or 3 kids. They've been trying to work this deal all by themselves, and it's now that they realizing they need a man. They need a righteous male covering. You got some that's realizing that. You got some women that just think they just need a man. They don't realize they better be careful as to what type of man and be circumspect, because these things matter, to a woman who is coming upon Yahweh Shai passing out judgments to these women, okay, for them to come into understanding, okay? And that's just simply it. And so touch this thing here. Now, let's see. And, hold on. And, you see, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly. You see? Desolation. A lot of people is going to be caught off guard when this everything shuts down. I was just talking with a neighbor of mine. She was just telling me that, well, no, I was telling her how, all the neighbors are going to need each other once they declare martial law. Once they declare martial law and shut off 911, and particularly you women, y'all gonna be in trouble. Y'all gonna need some help. Y'all gonna need somebody to help protect you, you know, and these things. And she was talking about, it's time to go. It's time to go. She said, "You got your passport?" I told her, "Listen, Yahweh said that he's going to come here to Babylon and get us. We don't have to do anything. We don't need no passport. He's going to take us back to the promised land, not us. He is going to do that. I'd rather ride in the chariot of the Most High, instead of riding in an airplane, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather ride in a chariot of the Most High going to serve Yahweh Shai rather than to be riding with my passport on an airplane going to another land to serve another man. Okay? Flat out. That's just simply the way it is, you see. Which thou shalt not know. You see, thou shalt not know, because there are many evils that come about, and the people do not know. Particularly the 2/3 do not know who their enemy is. They love their enemy. They suffering from Stockholm syndrome, for real. You can't tell them anything about Esau is Edom. You know, without them cringing at you. Thinking that you don't know what you're talking about. No, you know what you're talking about. We know what we're talking about. They can't catch the fathom because Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9, 10, and 11. Flat out, there's a seraphim angel in charge, and seraphim angels are elongated and have 6 wings. And Yahweh has placed them in charge over the 2/3, so that way they can't see this truth, can't hear this truth, and can't fathom the depths of the thoughts of this truth in their heart or mind. Flat out. Lam. You know what I'm saying? That's just simply the way it is. Be that. This is Isaiah chapter 37, verse 36. Then the angel of the Lord went forth and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 180,500. You see, all of a sudden, they were there, thinking that they were chilling. They probably had just got through warm with somebody. They may have conquered them or whatever, and they were chilling out, from the battle, and everything was cool, right? Until that angel came upon them. Suddenly, it was upon trouble that come upon a woman with child. You understand? That's what it's going to be like when Babylon is shut down. Wait till when they declare martial law and they turn 911 off. A lot of these women are going to be in trouble. Watch. A woman with a gun huddled up in a corner with her children is in trouble. And with young guys running around outside the crib wanting to get in because they're hungry and they're horny. They're hungry and they're horny. And they remember seeing this bitch bring in a bunch of groceries and shit with the goddamn kids coming from the grocery store getting that a week. You know what I'm saying? So you know what they're going to do. Flat out. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be like. You see, just wait. When all these women, you're going to be hearing screams and hollerings in the night and day. Flat out. When guys going to be going around kicking in doors and stuff, they don't seen the martial law police do it. So what? They do it. So they're going to try to do it too. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be a lot of bloodshed too, because you got a lot of young guys out there, stubborn, gluttonous, rebellious sons, and they going to be thinking that things are going to be just as they are as now. A lot of seniors, is afraid to shoot because we don't want to go to jail because we don't spent our whole life already going through this hell and then got to go to jail because we don't pop the goddamn dumbass. You know what I'm saying? That ain't right. But in Esau is Edom's world, he cared not about the old or the young. He don't care. He devour his own young. You know what I'm saying? Like the eagle, because that's what the eagle does. You know what I'm saying? So flat out, you see. And so, and when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. You see that? You see that? If they should, remember the Bible said, let not thy flight be during the winter. If they shut everything down this winter, okay, if they shut it all down, and it's going to be a lot of hell. That means it's going to be a lot of frozen